And from here, we take you to the President's house in the national capital, where the visiting dignitary, Philippines President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. is being given a ceremonial welcome. Has begun his first state visit to India. Philippines President, the visiting dignitary Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. has begun his first state visit to India, and a lot of expectations have been put forth with regard to this visit. Here we can see him along with Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Droupadi Murmu at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. The visiting dignitary is being accorded a ceremonial welcome. So these are the visuals we're getting for you from Rashtrapati Bhavan, where the visiting dignitary, Philippines President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. was accorded the ceremonial welcome. Here we can see him being acquainted and being introduced to the Indian leadership, and also in vision we see First Lady also, and also he's accompanied by First Lady, and in the visuals we see President Droupadi Murmu, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and Philippines President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. being acquainted, being introduced to the Indian leadership. Also, this visit is being described as important because this is his first visit to India as the president after taking charge as the president, and he has described India as a valued friend. This will be a 5-day visit of the visiting dignitary, Philippines President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. He will be meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the national capital today, and both the leaders will be holding bilateral talks. Added to that, later in the day, President Marcos Jr. will be visiting and will be meeting President Droupadi Murmu later in the day.
Good morning. Good morning.
A very warm welcome to India, Mr. President.
Thank you very much.
I'm actually from India State Geography. So my question to you is, this is your fourth state visit to India. What are your expectations from this visit, sir?
Oh, well, I think it is a reaffirmation of the alliance and the partnership that we are strengthening. Where we used to refer to the Asia-Pacific region, we now refer to as the Indo-Pacific region, which is the I think a correct evolution of that understanding because of the global nature of all of politics and of all of trade and all of the economy. And to build upon what we already have had, but certainly to explore the many opportunities that have arisen in the past few years because of the new technologies and the changing state of the global economy and the geopolitics around us now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So that was Philippines President for his comprehensive strategic partnership with ASEAN. And talking of India, then India's relations with the Philippines are an integral pillar of the Act East policy, of the Vision Mahasagar, and also India's vision of the Indo-Pacific. So here on our screens, we have Prime Minister Narendra Modi, we have President Droupadi Murmu with the visiting dignitary, President of Philippines, Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., along with the First Lady at Rashtrapati Bhavan. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. was accorded a ceremonial welcome. He is on a 5-day state visit to India, and this is the first state visit of him to India after he assumed charge as President of Philippines. Remember, this state visit of President Marcos coincides with the 75th anniversary of India-Philippines diplomatic relations. This visit indeed is an opportunity for both the countries, for both the leaders, to set the future of the bilateral cooperation and to engage on regional and international issues of mutual interest as well. So up on your screens, we have Ferdinand Marcos Jr., President of Philippines,